All right, so if you're an adult and you've been thinking about straightening your teeth, you have definitely asked yourself the big question: braces or Invisalign? It's a huge decision, and today we're going to break it all down using some fantastic insights from the clinical team at Vinova Dental.
I mean, let's get real for a second. Have you ever looked in the mirror, wished you had a straighter smile, but then that thought is immediately followed by a giant but?
Yeah, for so many of us, that but is a flashback to middle school, right? The memory of clunky, shiny metal braces. And when you're a working professional, that look can feel like a total deal breaker. But the good news, and it is really good news, is that orthodontics has come a long, long way. And this brings us to what we're calling the adult smile dilemma. But don't think of it as a problem. Think of it more like a fork in the road, with two really excellent modern paths to choose from. Let's map them out. When you really boil it all down, you're looking at two main options that we're going to put head to head. You've got the clear aligner path, and you've got the modern braces path. And each one has its own unique superpowers. Okay, let's dive into path number one, Invisalign. It's kind of famous for being the clear choice, and that's a pun that's totally intended. It's for adults who really, really care about aesthetics and having a flexible lifestyle. The way this works is actually super cool and very high-tech. It all starts with a 3D digital scan of your mouth, so goodbye to those awful, goopy impressions. From that perfect digital model, they 3D print a whole series of custom plastic trays, just for you. You wear each tray for about a week or two, and each one is just a little bit different, gently. And I mean gently, nudging your teeth closer to where they're supposed to be. Okay, and this is where Invisalign really starts to sell itself for a lot of people. The trays are almost invisible, but the real game changer? They're removable. You pop them out to eat whatever you want. Yep, that means popcorn and crunchy apples are totally back on the menu. Plus, brushing and flossing is a breeze. You just do it like you always have. But, and you knew there was a but coming, here's the catch, and it is a big one. This is, without a doubt, the single most important factor for success with Invisalign. You must wear your aligners for 20 to 22 hours a day, every single day. If you don't, the treatment just won't work. It's that simple. Success is 100% in your hands. Now, let's switch gears and explore our second option, the power path of modern braces. And I'm really emphasizing the word modern here for a good reason. This is not about being old-fashioned. This is about using a seriously powerful and incredibly reliable tool, especially when you need more complex results. First things first, you have got to erase that image of metal mouth from your brain. Seriously, just delete it. Today's technology has evolved so much, and the options now can be surprisingly subtle. So what do I mean by modern? Well, for starters, we're talking about ceramic brackets that are actually tooth-colored, so they blend right in. But beyond looks, braces have this powerful, direct grip on every single tooth, which is absolutely crucial for tricky movements, like rotating a tooth or pulling one down. And for some people, the biggest plus is that it's a set-it-and-forget-it deal. They're on, and they're always working. Plus, there is zero risk of you accidentally throwing them away with your lunch napkin. Of course, there are always trade-offs, right? Let's be real. On the downside, yeah, cleaning your teeth takes more time. You've got to learn how to floss under wires, and you do need to steer clear of super hard or sticky foods. But on the upside, you never have to think about putting them in or taking them out. And for people with more complicated bite problems, braces can often get the job done faster and more predictably. Okay, so we've covered the mechanics of both. Now let's do the fun part and put these two head-to-head in some real-life, everyday situations. This is where the choice starts to get really personal. All right, first up, a question for probably half the people watching this. Are you a slow, deliberate coffee sipper? You know, the kind of person who makes one cup last all morning? So you'd think Invisalign would be the easy choice, right? But check this out, it's surprisingly counterintuitive. With Invisalign, you have to take your trays out for coffee, drink it, then brush your teeth before you put them back in. If you're sipping all morning, that is a huge pain. With braces, you just drink your coffee. For a slow sipper, braces might actually be the lower maintenance option. Crazy, right? Okay, how about a big life event like your wedding day? This is a massive factor for a lot of adults. With Invisalign, it's pretty simple. Your orthodontist can temporarily pop off the little attachments on your teeth, and you can just take the trays out for photos in the party. With braces, well, they're on for the big day. They will be in your photos unless you go through a really complicated and expensive process to have them taken off and put back on. And now for the question everyone is thinking, what about the pain? Well, it's less about which one hurts more and more about the different types of discomfort. Invisalign is usually described as a dull, consistent pressure for a day or so when you switch to a new tray. Braces, on the other hand, can sometimes irritate the inside of your cheeks and lips at first, and the soreness after a tightening appointment can be more intense and might last for a couple of days. So after looking at all of that, we finally get to the most important question. Which path is yours? And this isn't about which one is better overall. It's about which one is a better fit for your personality, your lifestyle, and your priorities. You can almost boil it down to two types of people. Are you the disciplined professional? For you, aesthetics are number one, and you totally trust yourself to wear those trays for 22 hours a day. Or are you the set-and-forget realist? You prioritize a predictable result for a more complex problem, and you just want a solution that's working 24/7 in the background. Be honest. Which one sounds more like you? Here's a final scorecard just to put it all in one place. Aesthetics, 5 stars, easy win for Invisalign. Power for complex cases, that goes to Braces. The discipline required is super high for Invisalign and super low for Braces. But look at convenience, it's a tie. Why? Because it completely depends on what you think is convenient. Is it popping trays out for every meal, or is it learning to floss with a special tool? So, the most important takeaway is this. Think of this explainer as your guide. It gives you the lay of the land. But to get your own personal map, the exact route that's perfect for your specific teeth and your goals, you need a professional consultation. And honestly, the best part of a modern consultation is that they can often do one of those cool 3D scans and show you a digital preview of what your smile is going to look like when you're done. It's an absolutely incredible way to see the finish line before you even start the race. And we want to give a quick shout out to the team at Vinova Dental. All of the great information in this explainer was based on materials they provided. Their whole philosophy is about customizing the solution to fit the patient, not the other way around, which is why they're experts in both of these amazing options. And that leaves us with one final thought. This isn't just about having straight teeth. It's about confidence. It's about feeling good. So the real question isn't just which path you should take, but what could that future smile unlock for you?